are his base stats and these are his bonus traces. He will get crit rate, crit damage, and attack from his bonus traces. This video will answer all of your questions related to Phainon. Phainon will release in the first patch of version 3.4, which will arrive around 2nd July. Phainon is a physical unit following the path of destruction. To make his kit more easy to understand, I would like to give an overview first. He will have a transformation ultimate, after which he will gain 1 enhanced basic attack and 2 enhanced skills. He has a different energy system like Acheron and Face Xiao. He will need 12 stacks to charge his ultimate. These stacks will come from the buffs he will get. Keep in mind that all this information is subject to change. It's all based on speculations. Phainon's animations are god tier. His animations are the best animations in the game, in my opinion. To be very honest, I was very hyped up for Saber, but Phainon really changed my mind. If you are also interested in pulling for Phainon, make sure to top up with LD Shop, which is the best spot to top up for all of your favorite games. It lets you save above 25% on your favorite characters. Let's buy an express supply pass right now. No complex steps are needed. All you need is your UID and your server, and you are set to enjoy your favorite characters. LD Shop is a trusted and safe platform with hundreds of thousands of happy users and thousands of positive reviews. If you spend above $80, you will get a VIP membership through which you can get a free express supply pass. If you register through my link in the description, you can get a 5% and a 15% off coupons, which will let you save maximum amount of money for pulling your favorite character. Phainon's basic attack deals physical damage equal to 100% of Phainon's attack to one designated enemy. When he uses his enhanced basic attack, he gains 2 stacks of bruise, which will be used in his finishing skill and deals damage to the main target and nearby enemies. Specifically, he deals 250% of his attack to the chosen enemy and 75% of his attack to any adjacent enemies. When Phainon uses his normal skill, he gains 2 core flame stacks, which are the stacks for charging his ultimate and attacks one enemy plus adjacent targets. It hits the main target for 300% of Phainon's attack and nearby enemies for 120% of his attack. His first enhanced skill is called Calamity Soul Scorch. When cast, Phainon gains bruise stacks equal to the number of enemies present and forces all enemies to immediately act. He also gains 1 stack of Soul Rending Blaze. In this state, Phainon takes 75% less damage, and each time an enemy acts, he gains another stack of Soul Rending Blaze. After the enemies finish their immediate actions, Phainon counters all enemies and hits all enemies once for 40% of his attack and deals 4 instances of damage. Each instance deals 30% of his attack. Each Soul Rending Blaze stack he had increases that counter damage by 20% of the base. If Soul Rending Blaze is still active when his extra turn starts, he immediately counters again. Phainon's second enhanced skill is Phainon's big finishing move. It clears all debuffs from himself, then deals huge physical damage up to 1,170% of his attack. The exact damage depends on how many bruise stacks he consumes. For each 1 bruise used, he adds 4 extra hits each, dealing 45% of his attack against 1 random enemy. If he consumes 4 bruise at once, he also does an additional massive strike equal to 450% of his attack. It is split evenly among all enemies. Phainon's ultimate triggers a transformation and deploys a territory. All other allies leave the battlefield and cannot act. Enemies in the territory take a physical weakness debuff, making them take more physical damage. Phainon then takes over. He gets 8 extra actions at 60% of his normal speed. He fights alone during this period. At the start of the final extra turn, he automatically does a final hit dealing physical damage equal to 960% of his attack distributed across all enemies. This passive talent sets up Phainon's core mechanic. It says that when Phainon reaches 12 core flame stacks, he can activate his ultimate. He can even hold up to 15, so extra core flame carries over. Phainon gains 1 core flame whenever any ally or enemy targets him with an ability. Additionally, if an ally targets him, he gets a 30% crit damage buff for 3 turns. The second passive kicks in when he transforms. When Phainon transforms, he immediately gains 4 bruise stacks, fueling his finishing skill. If the transformation happens during a teammate's turn, it also extends that ally's buffs by 1 turn and ends the current turn. In his transformed state, Phainon is immune to all crowd control, gains 1 enhanced basic attack and 2 enhanced skills. He also gets big stat boosts, 80% attack and 240% more max HP during the transformation. Every time he attacks in this state, he heals for 20% of his max HP. If he would be knocked out, he instead restores 25% HP and immediately does a final hit right then. Each unused extra turn afterward reduces that final hit's power by 12.5% per turn. Finally, when the transformation ends, all allies gain 15% speed for 1 turn. Phainon's technique works at the start of battle. When he's on the team's max technique points increase by 3. At the very beginning of combat, when Phainon's technique activates, he regenerates 25 energy for all allies, and Phainon himself gains 2 core flames and 1 skill point. He also deals 200% of his attack as physical damage to all enemies at the start of each wave. Additionally, Phainon can spend 2 technique points at any time to instantly attack all enemies in range. If this technique attack hits a normal non-boss enemy, that enemy is instantly defeated. If the technique hits no enemies, he doesn't spend the points. His first bonus is an ability which triggers on battle entry. Whenever Phainon enters battle or his transformation ends, his attack is increased by 50%. This buff can stack up to 2 times, so a 100% in total if the conditions are met twice. His second bonus ability gives Phainon a bonus when he's supported. Whenever an ally heals or shields Phainon, his damage dealt is increased by 40% for 4 turns once per turn. Also, when an ally provides energy regeneration to Phainon, he gains 1 core flame. When Phainon's transformation ultimate ends, he immediately gains 3 core flame. Now let's talk about his Eidolons very quickly. E1. Phainon's extra turn speed becomes 72% of his base speed, making him act slightly faster during his ultimate's turns. Also, when his core flame is maxed, he gains 15% physical penetration for 2 turns. E2. All of Phainon's attacks deal 20% more damage. Additionally, when he spends 4 bruise stacks to use his second enhanced skill, he gains 1 extra turn. E4. When using Calamity's Soul Scorch Edict, which is his first enhanced skill I talked about earlier, Phainon gains 4 additional stacks of bruise. E6. Increases max bruise stacks by 2. Using his enhanced basic attack or first enhanced skill gives him 2 extra bruise each time. Also, after using his second enhanced skill Star Verdict, he deals additional true damage equal to 20% of that attack's total damage to the enemy with the highest HP. His signature weapon will be his best in slot. It will increase his speed and damage. The wearer's base speed increases by 12. When the wearer deals damage, ignores 18% of target's defense. After the wearer uses ultimate, obtains Blazing Sun, which is removed at the start of the turn. When Blazing Sun is active, increases the wearer's damage dealt by 18%. You can use Fall of an Ion as an alternative 5-star option. This Lightcone will suit him quite well, as it will increase his attack and his damage based on weakness break. When the wearer attacks, increases their attack by 8% in this battle. This effect can stack up to 4 times. After the wearer breaks an enemy's weakness, increases damage dealt by 12%, lasting for 2 turns. There is a new 4-star Lightcone coming in the next version. I think it will come with the new battle pass, I don't know for sure, but it is a pretty decent 4-star option for him. It will increase his crit rate and damage from his skills. It increases the wearer's crit rate by 12%. The damage dealt by the wearer's skill and ultimate increases by 24%. Other free-to-play options are not that strong, but you can use most of the Lightcone's buffing attack, for example Secret Vow or Under the Blue Sky. Choosing the best Lightcone also depends on number of copies you have for a specific Lightcone, so you can tinker a little according to your account. Now let's talk about his best main stats and substats. For his best main stats, you will need crit damage or crit rate on body piece, speed or attack on feet piece, physical damage on orb, and attack on rope. For his best substats, you can use attack, crit rate, and crit damage. Speed can also be useful, but in my opinion, you should wait for more information regarding his speed requirement. His best relic set will be the Wave Strider Captain set. It will increase his crit damage and attack. Its 2-piece set increases crit damage by 16%, according to its 4-piece set. When the wearer becomes the target of another ally target's ability, gains 1 stack of help, stacking up to 2 times. If there are 2 stacks of help, when the wearer uses their ultimate, consumes all help to increase the wearer's attack by 48% for 1 turn. As an alternative, you can use Champion of Streetwise Boxing. It will increase his physical damage and attack. Its 2-piece set increases physical damage by 10%, according to its 4-piece set. After the wearer attacks or is hit, their attack increases by 5% for the rest of the battle. This effect can stack up to 5 times. His best ornament set will be the Arcadia of Woven Dreams set, which will release in the next version. It will increase his damage depending on the number of his allies not present on the field. This requirement is part of his ultimate, so there will be no problem. when the number of ally targets on the field is not 4. For every one missing ally target, it increases the wearers and their memo sprites damage by 9% or 12%, stacking up to 4 or 3 times. The Glamoth set is also a very decent option for him. It will increase his speed and damage. It also has a minimum speed requirement. It increases the wearer's attack by 12%. When the wearer's speed is equal to or higher than 135 or 160, the wearer deals 12% or 18% more damage respectively. Rudolent Arena is a good alternative option. It increases the wearer's crit rate by 8%. When the wearer's current crit rate reaches 70% or higher, damage dealt by basic attack and skill increases by 20%. Now let's talk about his best teams. Phainon will obviously perform better with characters providing buffs, and there are a lot of buffers in the game. Sunday will be a great support for increasing his overall damage. His energy regeneration will not go to waste, as Phainon will still gain stack for his ultimate. Bronya, or Sparkle, can be used for more action advance and damage buffs. Sparkle's crit damage buff will also prove to be very useful. You can use any sustain you want, as shields and heals will provide value to Phainon. You can look for the specific sustains for more value near his release when things become more clear. To make his team free to play friendly, you can use Tingyun. She's a very valuable support for giving buffs and charging his ultimate. That's it for this guide. Thanks for watching.